Eating healthy during my travel adventures has brought you many videos where I show you what I eat on the plane, as well as some of the ways that I cook in my hotel rooms and some of the gadgets I bring along with me, because it's really important for me to be able to eat healthy and save some money when I'm on my travel adventures. And this next travel adventure, I decided to go ahead and pack a couple of meals. I picked these things straight from my garden, so I had a couple of healthy things to take with me on the plane. However, it was a shorter trip and I did not want to take any sort of cooking utensils with me. So all I'm going to have with me are the 2 bowls that I have right here, showing you all the meals that I'm going to be taking on the flight and how I'm going to prepare a meal for my travel adventure back home. All right, let's do this. All right, let's see if we can find some stuff down here. Yep, this is the section, protein. Let's see what I can find to take on my trip home. Since the Airbnb I'm staying at did not have a refrigerator, I needed to stick with processed food that would not go bad, even though it's only less than 12 hours before my flight. I have never seen these. There's Spam Singles, Light and Classic. Those are interesting. It's chicken. All right, let's give it a try. Oh, yeah. There's this too. It has how many in? I could probably eat that whole thing during the flight. There's a plethora of pre-made rice here, which is really cool. It's fine fun. Okay, they've got to have. All right, all of this veg is in huge bags that I won't finish, so I think I'm gonna go look for canned. Okay, this is what they have for canned vegetables. Again, everything's like a full can. I guess it's a matter of trying to figure out what I want to mix with this. The picture of that looks disgusting. I can't. No, I can't do it. All right, here we go. Let's see what I end up with. Here is everything that I got that I'm going to be making this little meal with, and let's get started. All right, so this Airbnb has a microwave, and that's all it has is a microwave. I don't have paper plates, paper cups, napkins, any utensils, not even plastic or anything. So I bought my trusty little bag here that I've shown some of you that I take with me all the time, that has just a few things, and I'm really glad that I have with me. Number one, a pair of telescoping chopsticks. I always have those, good to mix and pick things up with. I also have my titanium spoon. These are all titanium, makes them lightweight, perfect for travel. This is a collapsible fork spoon combo that I can use to mix and eat things with. So this is usually what I have on the plane to eat with, but I'm also going to use this tonight to actually mix up my food. And of course, my P51, so that I can open up this can of vegetables, because they don't even have a can opener in here. So I always carry my little can opener. And one other thing, let me go get it. This is my utility blade that I travel with all the time. Now, obviously I cannot fly with a blade. I can travel with it because the blade comes completely out, and I am able to leave that at home. And then when I get to my destination, I just buy a blade and put it in here, and it allows me to have a box cutter with me that's been really handy for things like opening up packages of things and cutting up meat or something when I need to. Of course, tomorrow I'll have to get rid of this blade and throw it away because I won't be able to take it through TSA, but they're not expensive, and that way I always have a blade on me. So I have 2 legs to this flight, so I'm going to try to make 2 separate meals. I'll make part of that meal here tonight and then part of it at the airport. Let me show you some of the things I'm going to be having. So I bought some instant miso soup. I will get some hot water at the airport tomorrow, and that way I can just pour it in here and have some miso soup during my flight. The next thing I have is some nori, which is seaweed, and this is sea salt. I think this is Thai chili and then wasabi. I can either eat these as a snack or I can use it to eat with a couple of these meals. I'm going to be making a couple of meals here tonight. So what I'm going to try to do with the chicken is just kind of drain it out, put it in the tin, and hopefully get some mayonnaise packets or something at the actual airport, maybe some crackers, and just have some like chicken and mayonnaise on, you know, some crackers. So give me some protein and something to get me through. But another meal I'm going to be making is actually kind of like unfried rice. So I have this brown rice that I bought, and I will be mixing that with some Spam and some vegetables, and we had sushi the other night, so I kept one of these soy sauce packets. This is all pre-cooked. It's pretty nice. I've actually never ever had something like this. I can't open it. That's why you have a knife. Where'd my knife go? Where's my knife? There it is. I'm gonna have to cut it open. That was my chopstick. Okay. I have never had instant rice like this, and it looks and smells like rice, and I'm going to dump it right into this plastic bowl. Now these bowls have a liner that is stainless steel that fits right in here, but I obviously cannot stick stainless steel in the microwave, so what I'm going to do is put it in here. Tomorrow morning I will heat all of this up and then transfer it back into here, get it into here, and get the lid on, because this insulated bowl is going to keep it all nice and warm for me. And then what I'll do is take the chicken and go ahead and put it in another one, because I have two of these. This comes as a set with the two small ones like this and then two larger ones, but I only brought the smaller ones with me on this trip because my personal carry-on is pretty small. But I'll put the chicken in here, and that way I can hopefully just mix it on the plane and create something else for me to eat. So let's get started with this, taking this out, and I'm just going to dump in one of these brown rice packets. That's all the rice I really want or need, and it's gonna fill this to about maybe half full. It's a little weird feeling. Like I said, I've never had this kind of rice before. Always just made my own, but here we go. And then I'm going to add the vegetables and chop up the Spam. All right, the first thing I'm doing is starting with my P51 can opener. I'm going to open up this can of vegetables and drain it. And let me show you how this thing works. All right, this is ready to be opened. Thank goodness for my P51. So I've had Spam out of a can, but I've never had Spam out of a packet. So I'm going to taste a bit of it first, just so I know what I'm dealing with here. It's just like Spam from a can. All right, let's get cooking. All right, we drained this. Let's get some of these veggies in here. Ooh, yummy. Hey, it's veggies. Probably use about half this can. Leave some room for the Spam. And let's get this going. Okay, well, that's interesting. I don't even have a cutting board here. I am literally winging this. And I'm just going to try to cut this into chunks and get this in here. All right, here we go. Get out of your way. Gonna add that in here. All right. Trusty chopsticks. get this kind of mixed in here. Make sure some of these are all broken apart. I think some of you are probably pretty grossed out by this by now, but hey, I'm just trying to make a video for you guys that's interesting. And let's see if we can kind of mix all this in here. Again, I'll heat this up in the morning. I'm not going to heat this up right now, but I just want to kind of get things mixed in. Let's see, open chopsticks. As if this isn't salty enough, I'm going to add a little soy sauce just to add a little flavor to this. So again, probably have to, oopsie, here we go. A little soy, drip, drip, drip. Just a little. I'm not going to even use the whole packet. And unfried rice, vegetables, meat, and rice. We're going to keep this till tomorrow morning. All right, this next one's going to be the chicken. And I never had this either, but we're going to just dump that in there. I have 2 packets. Dump that in. If I take this off, is it going to knock the camera over? Okay. I was actually using this to make my camera steady. This is a very light trip. I didn't bring everything with me. All right. And so now I have some white meat chicken. I'll just probably add a little bit of mayonnaise or something too to make a little chicken spread with this and eat it with some crackers or something on the plane. This one will be ready to go. I'm getting up in like 4 hours to fly, so I'm not too worried about any of this spoiling, especially since it's processed food. And these will just stack together in my bag. All right, I've never had vegetables like this out of a can. I mean, maybe when I was a kid. So I'm going to try this. I mean, it's not fresh or anything, but I don't know. It's okay. Big goodness, soup maybe. But I don't want to throw this out, so I'm just going to finish eating these. Good morning. Getting ready to head to the airport, so I'm going to go warm up this food. All right. It's pretty warm. All right, let's get it transferred back into this and wash this out. All right, I'm just going to taste this really quick just because if it's horrible, I'll buy something at the airport, but that's not half bad. I would eat that. I'm going to eat that. All right. Packed up. It's in here too. And ready to go. Right, I'm at the airport and I'm going to find some crackers and some mayonnaise to mix up with that chicken that I bought to have a second meal on my flight. I'm having trouble finding crackers. I'm not sure if I'm going to find those or mayonnaise, but I'm going to keep looking, see if I get lucky. Right, all kinds of chips. What are these? Maybe pretzels. Maybe I'll just use pretzels. All right, I found these. I've never had them. Maybe I should give them a try. I also found these, some sort of tangy Dijon mustard grain-free pretzels. I just got to make a choice. Success. I'm going to get a few of each of these to take with me. Yes, I did purchase something from them, so taking a couple packages of mayonnaise and mustard didn't bother me at all. That's good. That's plenty. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, a successful shopping trip at the airport allowed me to get what I needed to make this chicken salad on the airplane. A little bit of packaged mustard and a little bit of mayonnaise. Was able to make a nice little chicken spread to have on the first leg of this flight. And I did end up getting those cheeseless crackers, and they weren't bad, but it was a great way for me to be able to get that chicken salad into my tummy. Since I had to change planes, I was able to get out into the terminal and wash all of my food dishes from my first meal, and this is now my second flight, and I'm able to have my second meal on this flight. This insulated thermos kept my hot water perfect for making some miso soup, and that paired perfectly with my non-fried rice Asian meal that I made from Walmart items. Was it the perfectly healthy meal? No, but it did get me through this leg of the trip and showed me that even if I don't have cooking utensils, I have a way to make some meals for my flights. I really enjoy making these videos for you, and if you're enjoying them, I'd appreciate a thumbs up and a subscribe to my channel. And remember folks, travel adventure favors the prepared. Happy travels.